So, end of another fantastic day's filming. We managed to catch the heat wave, which was incredible. Obviously today we spoke about quantum, and I'm really grateful to have people in my life like Andy Stanford-Clark, who, as he explained, has got a brain the size of a planet and knows stuff. And when it comes to quantum computing, you need a brain the size of a planet and you need to know stuff. And we tried to sort of boil that down into a slightly more simple and accessible form. So we spoke about what quantum computing is. And in a nutshell, it's not a type of computing that's going to solve all the problems of the world, but it is a different sort of computing. And so it's got its uses, and I think those uses are going to get more and more obvious as time goes on. Its current state of play, it's still fairly in its infancy. There's only a handful of companies in the world that have got these computers, and there's probably only a few hundred companies in the world that are making use of it. And the sort of examples of things that Andy mentioned, where quantum computing will come into their own, is anything that needs some really big and complicated maths and equations. So he talked a lot about looking at chemistry, trying to invent new compounds. We talked a little bit about mapping and looking at mocking up environments that have got lots of complexity. We talked a lot about, or a little bit about, defense and some of the more sort of nuanced requirements where a lot of deep, complicated calculations come through. That's definitely, where this currently sits. But I think that, even though, it feels a bit long way out and a bit science fiction, it's real. It's definitely coming in the next 5 years or so. And Andy talked about Y2Q, or quantum advantage, which is the point at which quantum could quite easily calculate or unpick a lot of cyber protections we've currently got. And he said that was only sort of 5 years out, or even less than that in some cases. So as procurement professionals who deal with risk and commercials, we probably need to think about building quantum proofing into our contracts, longer term contracts, and what Andy said was quantum safe. So looking at technologies that can't be cracked by quantum computers, and therefore that risk is mitigated. We talked a little bit about the future. I think over time, quantum will just get more and more powerful and have more and more qubits, which is the unit of information, and more stability in the way that the quantum computers work. And that hopefully will mean they're a bit more easily accessible, but even now you can access quantum computers via the cloud. And IBM's cloud is one, but there are obviously plenty of other vendors out there as well. So if you are buying quantum computing, or if you're being asked to look into options, definitely do your research. IBM, in my view, is probably one of the stronger vendors. And I'm not just saying that because Andy's my mate. I think they've been looking very much focused on this for 20 years. And they feel like they're ahead a little bit in the way technology is being developed. But Google have a quantum answer. Microsoft are developing quantum chips. Pretty much all the major vendors are looking at this. So over time, the competition will become more fierce. But for now, it's a little bit nuanced market. You've got to sort of know what you're looking for. But I think the quantum computing piece is interesting, and I quite like the idea in these videos that we can talk about something that's so futuristic, because I think if we can arm ourselves now for what's coming in the future, hopefully the procurement job will be a lot more easy. And if you're a procurement professional who's probably in a corporate who looks after the technology category, ask your stakeholders, are they thinking about quantum computing? Are they looking at applications for quantum computing and how they could be used? Because I think that will show that you're thinking about it in advance, and it also help contribute towards your category strategy, which is probably 5 to 10 years long. So, start thinking about those sort of things over that period of time. Beyond the techie bit, I've lost my hat. I'm really upset about that. It was my favourite hat. It blew off when we were doing about 25 knots just by the Isle of Wight. Andy lost his hat as well. It was his favourite hat. It had a quantum symbol on it, and he was very sad. So I owe Andy a hat, and I think I'm going to buy myself a new one. Harry kept his hat on. I don't know how that managed to happen, but it obviously shows that the real hard work is being done in front of the camera and not behind the camera, although we did nearly lose Harry over the side when I hit a really large wave slightly too quickly, so apologies to Harry for that. But again, we've thoroughly loved it. It's been a beautiful day. It's 30 odd degrees now. It doesn't feel that hot because we're in the wind, but I think we're going to feel it tomorrow morning in sunburn terms. If you like this, please do comment or just let us know what else we can talk about. I am actually running out of things to talk about now. Andy just suggested we do one on digital twins, which could be quite interesting. But there's lots of other technology aspects we can talk about. I'm just interested to see what people want to hear about. But I think we'll call it a day there. It's been a lovely, lovely day. This is my job. Well, it's not really, but I'm making it my job because I enjoy it so much. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well. Do let us know what you think. Otherwise, see you on the flip side.